Okay, I just wanted to take this time and really talk about collecting and what it's like, especially now since I've sort of been selling off my Tamagotchis, and it's why I don't really have make a bunch of Tamagotchi videos anymore. Um, I kind of want to talk about why people go into it, the act or the whole idea of collecting in the first place, the long-term feasibility of it for people, and then also the opportunity costs of collecting something. Um, so growing up, actually, I never really expected myself to be a collector of any kind, mostly because I'm not financially gifted. So it's not like I had money to spend or to spare to buy so many things of the same kind or just products of the same nature. And I am actually usually the type to hack or to just get things for free illegally because, well, I'm not financially gifted. Um, um, so I would actually think that collecting is kind of weird. It's like it feels like the most capitalist thing ever, like the most simp for capitalism you could possibly be, because people are essentially buying the entire product lines of companies so that they can display it in their homes, which would look essentially just like a store. Like people genuinely buy store displays and posters and marketing materials just so that their house or their a room in their house or their collection looks like that in a store. And if we look at it objectively, it is kind of weird. It's like we're gathering all these things and just replicating it for our own. I know that there are a lot of reasons to it, mostly rarity, love for the franchise or thing or hobby. It could also be um a status symbol if it's something that's very expensive. It also has pros in that collecting something that is of value will appreciate, and it's something that you could sell in the future if you're ever hard for cash. But let's be honest, do collectors even want to sell? Not really. Um, so I think collecting is kind of weird. Like we are basically creating our own mini stores at home, and it definitely is something for people who are rich, who have the money to spend for it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna change that. It's not necessarily even for the rich. It's something that even the middle class people do. Just basically something that if you have the money to spare or would want to or want to save for it, you do. And I think it's feasible if you have the money for it. Um, But the issues with collecting is sometimes the thing you're collecting degrades. It's not the same anymore for Tamagotchis. The shell's yellow or they stop working. And then suddenly all that value absolutely gone. And while you're collecting, you're also like almost impulsively or neurotically like refreshing marketplaces or um having alerts for um product drops or something. And it's weird being this like crazed into something and like spending so much time on consuming, deciding what to consume, thinking about how you're going to consume, um what how many of the things you're going to consume. I don't know how to speak coherently, but it's just honestly a little crazy, and it's also very expensive, and that's something that I figured out. And um eventually I had to pay for things and I needed money, And that's when it started for me. I just sort of sold my collection. Also, when you just lose that emotional tie to it, like for example, I collected Tamagotchis because, well, it was sort of, how do I say this? It was, how do I say this? My collection was sort of funded by my ex-boyfriend when we were together. And so when we broke up, it was very, very difficult to really like my collection even. Um, I just kept being reminded of my enthusiasm for it and when we were together. And yeah, so there are so many things along the process of collecting. You lose passion for it. You need money for other things and you need to sell it. Or maybe the thing just doesn't interest you anymore. Like for me, once I started playing actual games, like Switch games or PC games or DS games, um, I sort of lost all interest in Tamagotchis, knowing how limited that gameplay is, limited and um repetitive compared to actual games that are more varied and would take up more of my time per game. Like it's just more interesting. There's so much more to do. And so collecting in itself, I don't think it has a longevity. I think people eventually burn out, even hardcore collectors. I don't think anyone actually still feels as passionate for it by the end of however long they've been collecting. I feel like there will be um moments of burnout and there will be definitely like a pang of nostalgia for the things that you own, but it's not going to be something that's feasible long term. And another thing I wanted to touch on is that sometimes people collect for comfort just because this thing reminds them of something or their childhood, or they're trying to heal their inner child, as people are saying right now, though I find it a bit um, simplistic to say that, a bit reductionistic too. People get attached to objects, such as what's described in the object relations theory by Melanie Klein. And I think that transfers to collections and people collecting too. And so, well, that's a reality of life. We are often um, moved by our childhood and our desires and emotional ways of coping. But yeah, the downsides of collecting, of course, is that you have so much stuff, um, like in your home. And like I said, it could lose value. And so you could be collecting just junk. Or as Max Mofo says, colorful pieces of shit. And that would, like it's cardboard. Like he collects Pokemon cards and it's just literally cardboard, but he has so many of it. And I literally had so many Togatchis. And it is hard to let go of a collection. That's something that I had to deal with. It's not easy. Um, I felt so bad selling stuff that I genuinely was so excited for and so happy to get. And yeah, but at the end of the day, like if I look back on my time at collecting, they were all just in my house and I didn't really play most of it. I mean, I tried to, but did I play it to the full extent? I could, or I wanted to, not really, because that's the nature of collecting in itself. You can't really, and you're just one person. You can't really consume all of this to its full potential or life all at once. Especially I had probably more than 40 Tamagotchis at one point, or 30 or 40 or whatever. I couldn't play them all, and I don't have the time to either as an adult. So it really is just it's almost like a wishful thinking. We're almost like monsters trying to re relive our childhoods. And it's something that's difficult to let go of. But now that I have, and now that I have also gained money from it, it's also nice to see the other things in life. I think it's healthy to have a collection. If you're passionate for something, go for it. Buy the things you want to, experience it. But I would say also don't be afraid of letting that collection go if it's that time. Um, it's scary. It's almost like you're separating from something, but it's also nice because life is so huge. There are so many things in this world to be passionate about, to be obsessed with. And when you let go of something, it's almost like a relationship, right? You also learn new things. You also discover other things that you will love and will be passionate about. And that's something that I would want to discover too myself. And it's what I'm hoping to go through. So yeah, that's my whole rant about collecting. It's very long. And thank you for watching if you did. I hope I made some semblance of sense. And yeah, thank you for all the current subscribers. It's really cool. Um, being able to do this. I basically just started a YouTube channel for fun, but I've amassed some followers, some subscribers, I should say. Ugh, I'm so not a YouTuber. I don't even know the word for it. But yeah, I hope to make more videos that interest me. I'm not sure exactly if they'll all be collecting or toy related, but if you want to stick around, then stick around. It would be very fun. Okay. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Have a good life. Okay, goodbye. Bye. Bye.